Hey everybody, Rackleflackl here. Well, here we are in 2012, so you know what that means. It's time for another Runescape Year in Review. Hey, I am. Hey, Rack. So, what deserves mentioning from 2011 in Runescape? What doesn't? 2011 was one of the most amazing years in the game so far. In January, Jagex celebrated 10 years of RuneScape, sharing cake with everyone, provided you killed a few goblins or town residents to collect up cake and candles.
Give me cake!
10th anniversary sucks.
First, we met the King of the Dwarves and got a chance to make ourselves look like wolves.
Team Jacob.
But the most important thing that happened was that the RuneScape community voted to return the wilderness and free trade to its former glory. First, though, the Revenants had to be banished from above ground in the wilderness, so the J-Mods came up with our Revenant hunts to clear them out. Here's a few shots of the hunt I attended, hosted by Mod Turtle. For a little bit, it looked like we might die from lag before any of the Revs got killed, but eventually we ran across some, and Mod Turtle did some cool tricks like summoning dancing knights and stuff. It was a last blast before the Revs got banished to Farinthi Dungeon forever. Then, on February 1st, everything changed. The Wildy was back in full force and trade limits went away. People who had never experienced the PKing wilderness before were forced to start strategizing. Okay, the bigger PK clans have given us a lot of trouble in the past. Does anyone need any potions before we go in?
I think Leroy needs some potions.
Well, he's AFK right now and he's got 72 prayer.
Yeah, and I bought extra food.
Cripes. Okay, well, what we'll do first is I'll go in with Ice Barrage, try to freeze them. They won't be expecting that. If someone follows up with Entangle, there's a good chance we can hold them down while the rest of us hack at them. Then Kevin can switch to his Ancient Mace and special down any prayers we have while Laura hangs back and ranges them. Keep prayer open to switch prayer styles. We'll have to try and take them down quicker or we're all in trouble. I think it's a good plan. We should be able to pull it off this time. What do you think? Can you give me a number crunch real quick?
Yeah. Give me a sec. I'm coming up with 32.3, repeating, of course, percentage of survival.
Oh, that's a lot better than we usually do. All right. You think we're ready, guys? All right, chums. I'm back. Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
Oh my god, he just ran in.
Yeah, he does that no matter what game he's playing.
Save him.
No, stick to the plan.
I get a better idea. Let's kick him from the clan and kill him ourselves.
I like it. Let's do it. Pony up, team.
Dibs on his plate legs.
Jagex was at least courteous enough to add a second boardwalk to get to the boat that takes you to Damonheim, as if you lost your ring of kinship, walking there was now a poor option. Crap, 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 crap. On February 14th, Jagex sponsored a slaughterfest called the Valentine's Day Massacre, and all the PKers had a great time killing each other. I was unable to attend because I had a lot of schoolwork to do. And you're a tremendous coward. That too. February also saw the release of the toggling of the profanity filters. So if you felt the need to cuss out your most unfavorite PKer, you could now do so. So, in other words, you can finally say in the game. Hey, what the? Yes, you can in the game, but not on my channel. I have kids, you know. Oh, right. However, you can still be muted for saying offensive things, something I learned the hard way. Wait, what? You said something that got you muted? For one day, yes. The guy who says his name instead of curse words got muted. For what? Well, what happened was I was killing the good citizens of Tazar one day, and there was someone else there who must have been carrying the explosive liquid from the dig site quest. He must have decided to drop it because when you drop it, you say, "Ow, the liquid exploded," and you injure yourself. I thought he was trying to injure the Tazar, so I said, LOL, suicide bomber. He must have found it offensive and reported me. Excuse me for a moment. Okay, back. Yeah. Anyway, Watching what you say is still advised. We should all be polite and keep nasty talk in the private chats. In April, a clan camp showed up south of Falador, and within 24 hours of the clan upgrade, 33,000 clans were registered. Also in April, the annual Runescape gathering was held. Yeah, how come you didn't make an invite video last year? That would be because I was so busy with schoolwork I didn't even know what was happening. Nobody bothered to send me a note. In fact, the only playing I was doing was strength training in the security fortress, spending a lot of time AFK while doing my work. I wouldn't have even known about it except my friend X-Stevenator sent me a message asking me if I was coming. I ran up to two new friends, Draco and Crimson Sky, and asked them if they could help me. I'd been in the dungeon so long I couldn't remember how to get to Ice Mountain. I'm totally lost, guys. Can you get me there? Yeah. Sure. Cool, let's go. Which way now?
This way.
That way.
I'm not too sure we're going the right way. This doesn't look familiar. Are you sure you guys know where you're going? RuneScape Classic? Now I know we went the wrong way. I gotta backtrack. Eventually, we made it to the festivities. A lot of famous players and video makers were there. I ran across the awesome KK Comics, who was handing out Purple Crusader wigs. But before the lag cleared enough for me to thank him for mine, he was off handing out more. Probably thought I was a jerk. Seems to happen whenever I meet someone really cool. Nice thing about the purple wig, which I still have, is that unlike the wig I found for my karaoke vid, it was clean and unused. I had to shave my hair for a bit after the orange one I found. It was a little infested. The party wound down and soon it was time for the Easter event. In 2011, the free-to-play people got to experience evil trees in a quest to find the magical token that would bring forth spring. It turned out the Snow Queen had been hiding it because she's unable to see anything not made of ice and snow. To end the quest, you had to make an ice sculpture of either a spring buck, cute baby animals, the Easter Bunny and some eggs, or Chicken Man's personal favorite, cute baby animals impaled on swords. No matter what you chose, the Queen decided to give you the season, and spring sprang out with a brand new emote. April also saw trees getting graphical updates in many parts of RuneScape. Now yew trees in most parts of RS look more like real yew trees and less like a Pokemon. Jagex won the Queen's Award for Enterprise and celebrated St. George's Day by sponsoring a dragon killing competition. Then it was on to May when Capes of Distinction and Death Hats were introduced. And Jagex even had events for World Turtle Day. First St. George's Day and then World Turtle Day? Is there anything these potty animals won't celebrate? Nope. They even had a Castle Wars event for Bastille Day in July. Speaking of July, it was then that something really strange happened across RuneScape. Rocks suddenly fell from the sky and littered the ground in places like Edgeville, Daemonheim, Falador, and Lumbridge, and the Grand Exchange, among others. Residents of RuneScape had little to say about this, except for this guy right here.
I ain't cleaning it up, no sir. I have enough trouble keeping this side of town clean with all these people tracking in dirt from the earth altar and sawdust from the sawmill. They can just find someone else for it.
Turns out the rocks were a precursor for clan citadels, giving clans a floating fortress to call home. The rocks ended up being cleaned up and used to build a new Grand Exchange, alleviating a lot of the crowding from the old exchange. Heather, also known as Mama Kitty 2, who has a lifetime membership from placing in the first Machinima contest, announced that she would be leaving RuneScape for good, shattering the hearts of nerds everywhere who for a little while could actually prove to their friends that pretty girls really do play RuneScape. Not to worry, guys. As far as I know, all these gals still play RuneScape, and I have visual proof that they are pretty. Halloween allowed everyone who hadn't experienced a clan citadel to get a look at Death's Citadel firsthand. It had a series of simple tasks that let your characters show their moves, and allowed you to steer around a chicken with its butt on fire. Bet that's something you'll never see in World of Warcraft. Halloween was extra special this year, as during RuneFest, players had a special opportunity to work with each other from home and RuneFest to solve a puzzle. The first 25 players to solve it got the coveted Golden Scythe, and the rest got a reversible sock and buskin mask that either made them very happy or really ticked. Speaking of RuneFest, a hearty congratulations to BumBum007 was in order, as he took home not just one, but 2 Golden Gnome Awards for RuneScape vidmaking, causing many other vidmakers to go green with envy. BumBum is quite the vidmaking cowboy, and he proved it by showing up for his award as a boy dressed as a cow. Due to the return of the wilderness and free trades, bots began to be a huge problem in the game. It was getting horribly out of control when Jogix announced that all the bots would be nuked on Bot Nuke Day. Some people were expecting this.
This is the coolest thing I have ever seen.
But instead, anyone identified as having used a bot was sent a nastygram that offered them one last chance to turn away from botting and play fair. Afterwards, life was a lot easier in fishing villages, mines, and wherever bots used to be found. Dominion Tower came along for members in November, so if you ever wanted to face the boss that was a pain in the butt to face the first time around with your newest skill levels, you'd have a chance to do just that. Jogix celebrated the American Thanksgiving holiday by sending players on a shopping trip to stop angry turkey protesters from storming Varrock. Again, World of Warcraft, eat your heart out. At the end of the quest, you had a choice of supporting or betraying the turkey leader. Members got to have a turkey pet named Mackers follow them, and despite all attempts, he could not be cooked and turned into one of those tasty drumsticks from Thanksgiving events past. The first fully voiced quest, One Piercing Note, was released in December, and now NPCs can be as annoying to listen to as they can be to read through.
Hi.
As a fashion statement, Jogix added to their fabulous invisible backpack an invisible tool belt and money pouch, creating more bank space and making things like the Dwarven Army Axe and Golden Hammer obsolete. The website got an overhaul graphically, and the year wound down. Christmas was spent in the Wizard's Tower, and Mod Saber ended the year on a whirlwind tour of the whole world. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. There were also 4 other quests other than the ones I mentioned, as well as urns, wildy worms, and an ongoing troll invasion. Oh, and the unpopular Rogue's Den activity was replaced with the new Flash Powder Factory. The what was replaced? Exactly. Well, I don't know about you, but I can hardly wait to see what's in store this year. Until then, this is Rackleflackl, and I am nuts. And we'll both catch you later.